Okay, guys, let's do this. I know it's painful to evaluate this week, but we can do it. Let's go. What's happening, gang? SCJB here with another episode of Chaleo Power, the real hustle for investing, especially if you are a beginner like most of us are here. Quick video if you're looking for a way of making money, identifying patterns that have a high probability of being successful. So that being said, we will start with Peloton. Not everything is winners. We have losses too. And as you can see here, we were red about 14%. And that is when I decided to cut. So looking at the chart, we have Peloton opening day, Friday. It kind of consolidated it a little bit, and then it broke this base. We thought that this meant money, and it did. It was nice right over here, but then market kind of pooped after some news, politician, stimulus package, you know it. So after we were up, we were in the green, it kind of faded away and it went below the low of day, or basically the starting point, which was a pivot point. At that time, that's when I decided to cut it. Did not want to trade or sacrifice lower move. If we look at the daily chart, it is still holding a nice overall uptrend, as you can see. And Peloton, even though I lost money, I will be looking into re-entry. It held the SMAs here, the 20. Actually, this is the 50 SMA and the 8 SMA. As you can see, it finished above. So they flushed it down and then they brought it back up. So that being said, that was a loss for the day of 15%. I like to look at things in percentage, but equates to about $150. Another loss that we had was DraftKings. I still like this name a lot. First time trading it, another 12%. If we look at the daily chart, it did basically a hold on, DraftKings. If we look at the daily chart, at the 5-minute chart, same idea. Open strong, open. It broke some of the inflection points from prior. We were riding a nice green section. It consolidated here, and then boom. I remember I was up about 10%, I think. And again, news hit the market. Same story as Peloton, as everything else basically. It went downtrend, and it broke this entry point, which was the start of the day. And after that, actually, I probably so basically at the end, it triggered my stop loss, and I decided to take my loss. So I took my loss and got distracted, got busy, and it went right back up after the market kind of assimilated the news, and it went back up as nothing had happened. So market is still under pressure. There is some potential good news coming up, but I will be looking at this name also. I like it a lot. It's having unusual activity, and it broke this area over here, which I like. So right now, DraftKings, it's forming a nice bull flag short term. So it broke, but it's kind of still finding its way. I like this doji candle with the volume that's happening down here and the unusual activity. So when this happens, uptrend, there is a higher probability of this name consolidating and going up than going down. But since nothing is 100%, you have your stop loss, right? So we enter here, let's say, and then if it violates your rules, you get out. You keep your losses low, and then it's okay, no hard feelings. It got me this time, but it's still a good formation. So I will be looking at this week. So took the loss right then and there. We're talking about $300. There was another loss that I took. It's very small, PFE, more like I got bored and took like a $50 loss on that name too. But I saw that after hours, they approved their treatment, the vaccine. So I expect some move into next week. All right, so that being said, I will review future names or potential names that have good probability of running. The first that I will have is RGen. As you can see from the notes, closing the offering, they had some offering and it popped on solid numbers and good news, but then they got smart, of course. They did offering, and that's what's driving the name down. As you can see, there is this formation here, but it's a beautiful thing. I don't like the red. It's a beautiful thing because right now, I don't know if you see it, uptrend, and it needs to take a break. So this you see here, this was old resistance. It touched several weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4, and finally the 5th week it broke. So this was the old resistance. So once things break, they usually, the saying, old resistance becomes new support. So this is what's happening right now at this level. And I really, really like, let's say if they flush it probably another day closer to the to this line here, 179-ish. But this is the area to start loading with a stop loss of below that 179 area. Again, guys, higher probability patterns is what we are looking for. There is nothing 100%. I don't know the future. But if you identify high probability patterns, you have a higher chance of making money. So you enter around here, super simple. You start with a starter, let's say starter position around this area. And if it doesn't go your way, if it triggers your stop loss, respect your damn stop losses. Respect your stop losses, right? If it goes below, take the loss. It's okay. You can later come back if it consolidates and form a section here. You just identify it and join it right back in. So as you can see, closing the offering, the overall price target with the good numbers is 247. Right now we are at 180. As you can see, volume pop and shrink, volume pop and shrink, volume pop and shrink, and now we're starting to see kind of this candle sticking out, which makes me believe that they are ready to apply the brakes in this area. And it's been 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks already of downtrend. So keep it close. Really like this name, RGen. The second name that we have is JD. It's a old favorite. We've banked heavy on this name this year. It showed me out this week, little insignificant amount, but it's caught up in political news and the government drama and all that stuff. But if you can see, this guy is riding that 10 SMA like a champ, right? This is the first time that they drop it as low, below, as far from that 10 SMA from before. So if you can see, it's been riding that 10 SMA here, went down a little bit, but here it kind of held. So that's why I'm a little hesitant, but you know, the old resistance, new support. Right now, this used to be the old resistance, 1, 2, 3, 4. And now this is the area again where I feel that there is a high probability that they will be applying the brakes and pushing it back up. Probably consolidating for a little bit and then pushing it back up. If this name hadn't been involved with a government and all that stuff going on, this was a great play to continue the uptrend. But numbers are healthy, volume is healthy, so keep it on your chart. Stop loss as indicated, and you know the drill. Next one we have is Lulu. Lulu, if you can see, it's another uptrend, coiling like a champ. I like Lulu, but you have to be careful because right now Lulu had very good numbers. ER, they just released ER, but they went conservative with their forward guidance, and I guess the market is not happy with that, right? But if you read the script and everything, earnings and everything beat, and good numbers overall with good support. So I will be watching it closer to support. Again, you know, I like when they flush it for panic and other nonsense, because what that does is it creates a lot of opportunities for us to buy cheap and ride them suckers all the way up as they come back and after they shake the weekend. So Lulu is a name I like. Yellow line for predictive move. And when I say yellow line for predictive move, this is the area. Look at this yellow that I say it'll continue to go down a little bit, then bounce and consolidate and go back. If that happens, I will be all over this name in this area. If let's say I buy and it drops below my stop loss, this section here, I will cut it and evaluate. Just sit down, you know, just looking. Doesn't matter. I will be looking at this and evaluating to buy it again. But overall this year, it's been a great name. It paid us a lot. And, you know, we were not in for this drop. So good thing that they are flushing it, resetting the name. Following name that we have is PCH. It's a thinly traded name, so be careful, but it's kind of following the same. You see, ascending triangle at resistance. The swings are getting narrower. When you see that kind of, you know, it doesn't have any room, it pops, right? The longer the base, the stronger the pop. Price coiling, ascending triangle, getting super tight, so keep an eye. Volume, it's healthy. Again, this is a thin name, so if you don't care for volatility, buy regular shares. So buy commons and relax. Don't overdo it with the options. Next one that we're going to talk about is Oracle. Oracle here, again, EPS and sales beat, strong forward looking, above expectations. We called this a couple of days ago, Thursday, I believe, and it performed exactly as discussed. It was at 59. We got in, and boom, it went down, but it held the 10 SMA as listed, and it came up 2%. So we are in the green in one of the portfolios, and the volume here is healthy. Okay, I believe I have this on one of my Robinhood accounts. I have a few that I trade, small, medium, large, and then a different Thinkorswim account for different purposes. So Oracle, very good name, keep it in mind. I like the volume, I like the action, and especially I like the numbers. Walmart, it's another beast on its own. It's paid us great, went up over here to this resistance, and of course it's being flush, reset, taking a little break, but it's still strong above the 10 SMA. So I think right now there is a high probability for them to start applying the brakes, and yellow line for predictive move with the stop loss. Numbers are very healthy in Walmart, and also Target. I don't have it here, but Target, it's been fantastic. So keep an eye on this, guys. I have UNH. UNH, again, another name that, with all the good news and vaccines and all that, Biden, keep an eye on it. It's riding that 10 SMA, and it tends to push good move. UNH, it broke a very, very long consolidation, several months. So I expect this is going to be a great play into the next couple of months, and next year will be a good run. If it breaks below that 10 SMA, let's say 330 value, then you worried short term. Apple. Apple is a beautiful name. It's taking its sweet time, but it's consolidating. I've called this, and we've made good money already on Apple, but I sold some short-term expirations I had, and I'm holding my 2022s, 2021s I have, and I have some leaps on for January 2023. So keep it close. Again, you may have to wait a little bit, but this is a good area of consolidation, and you can set up a stop loss and buy slow, right? They just came out with a beautiful design of headphones, and the price at $5 something. So good, buy it so you can make us money. Activision, she's been a beauty since we called it out. This was a nice flag break wedge, and it broke to the uptrend. We called it out around the 80s, and it's high right now. If you look at the chart, we are looking at Activision almost hitting the 83. So it went up. Now it's consolidating a little bit. Keep it close. Very, very good name so far. So right now we are healthy, doing okay for all times frames, but the day on Friday we sucked. Gave back a lot of the gains that we had. Chewy was a great name that we had, and what was it? We called it out in the chat and Twitter, and it was beautiful. It moved as predicted. Let's see, Chewy. Yeah, it moved as predicted, and so far 14%, which equates to this gains that we have right here. Tesla's been taking us for a little ride, jerking me around. I gave a lot of profits back, but I am okay not selling Tesla. already made over 300%, so I'm okay giving a little bit back. I expect Tesla to be at 700 by the 21st. I could be wrong. I'm not married to Tesla, and I will cut it if it violates below the 600, which it did a couple of times, but they pushed it right back up on volume. So I felt comfortable. I still feel comfortable on Tesla. Apple, again, you can see in this particular portfolio, this is one of them. I have 2022s and I have 2023s. So far, we're doing good since our call. I gave a little bit back because Apple has been kind of consolidating. AMD, it's been another beauty. Again, I have 2022s. Microsoft has been a very bad laggard. We entered several weeks ago, so of course that flush kind of kicked us in. I'm down, but I still like the Microsoft. Let's see. Yeah, so if you can see, Microsoft is doing a similar thing as an Apple. It's consolidating here. I like it. I'm looking to add. I will add if it continues to consolidate. You can see it's getting super tight, so it's gonna be either or. And since we don't know what's gonna happen, we have our stop loss set. So if it violates stop loss, we get the heck out. If it breaks to the upside, I will add to my position to lower the cost base, but it'll be on the higher probability of going to the upside, going up. So that's Microsoft for you. Then we had SQ, which is a beauty, 1,000% there, and that's 2022. So congratulations to the team for taking that one. And Apple, I already showed you this. One question, it's kind of 22 minutes into it, but one question that I am asked a lot is, what do I look when I pick my options? And let's talk about it for a little bit. So let's say we're looking at JD as an example. What is it that I am looking at JD when I pick my options? The first thing that I look at is my chart, my numbers. That's the first thing I do. I'm a chart guy. I'm a numbers person. You know, you review the earnings, you review the numbers, growth, and all that. So chart is telling you uptrend, all resistance and support, volume, volume, volume. So at the time of selecting, there is a combination. So the combination that I'm looking for is, look at this. It's March of 2021. So that's several months into the next year. At 85, you see that the volume here is at normal compared to the other calls. So there is healthy liquidity, volume here. Price is fairly priced. The implied volatility is below or almost at 40, which for JD is good or normal. And then the volume, I can look at the volume now, but the volume at that time was in the $200-300 for this particular contract, right? So you can either pick any of these two. So what I'm looking here is that combination. Is this normal? Do I have good healthy volume? Is this cheaper compared to the break-even percentage? I've explained this in another video that I couldn't find, but this, what is my break-even? So let's look at Robinhood for a little bit. Real quick, JD, where are you? So JD, we're looking at the, what is it? March. If we look at the 85, right? The percentage of break even is 10%. So based on my charting, right? Based on my chart, do I think JD will be at 10%? Will push 10% in what? 4 months? In 3 months? Do I think that JD is going to push 10% in 3 months? Heck yeah. Of course, there is a high probability that it will do that. And since I'm not always correct, if it goes below the stop loss, hey, I will exit and evaluate again. But so far, if it goes above, or if there is a high probability that this will be at 10% or more in 4 months. Okay, so that is what I look for. Anyways, guys, this is kind of long, but this is overall what I look for on a combination of my contract picking. If you stuck around for this long, keep it green and ask me any questions. Like, dislike, comment below so I know your feedback, and I can improve as I make this video. And stay put, stay green. Take care.